He's sending Arthur off to Canada, and then Arthur gets assassinated by his neighbor.
There's another Jew, son.
For our simple stuff.
I'll have to keep an eye on it.
One guy's seen it, the other guy hasn't. First guy's gonna tell the second guy all about it while they both get drunk.
All right, welcome to another episode of One Guy's Seen It, the only podcast where one guy has seen the movie, the other guy has not seen the movie, and the first guy is going to try to convince the second guy to see the movie, which obviously has already happened by this point, and then they see the movie, and then they get drunk and talk about the movie on the internet, because that is what they choose to do with their sentience. But without any further ado, rigmarole, hoopla, or ballyhoo, we are your hosts. My name is Jeff.
My name is Sumner, and that's for your intro.
Aw, thanks, buddy. We got a new podcast rig, guys.
Yay!
It has so sound pretty effects. It has sound effects.
Yeah.
I bleeped.
Oh, you bleeped it. It has sound effects.
Oh, well, it's not as cool if we're not like miming it. So it has sound effects. Now we just need to upload our own sounds.
Wait, what's the... Wait, who's...
No. Wait, you gotta save the effect for when you announce what movie we're watching.
Okay, the movie we're watching is... This is hard to reach. A Serious Man. Yeah.
Nice! Okay, we're done. We swear to God. We swear to God we're done with the effects. For now, at least.
We're just very excited about our new toy.
It's pretty. It's pretty. And paid for with proceeds from all 17 of our subscribers. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
For all of the... How many views are we at total on our channel now?
I think 3,000-ish?
Yeah.
Moving up in the world.
Moving up in the world, dude. All right, so you added to my my Coen Brothers
I did.
today.
Yeah, and against your will, which I'm curious because you just recently seen The Big Lebowski for the first time, and then I showed you Miller's Crossing, and I'm pretty sure you've seen Fargo and No Country for Old Men and the big ones.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Coen Brothers are one of my faves, just because they're so weird, and even all their stuff. Years later, people are like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like,
Dude, No Country for Old Men is in my top 5.
yeah, it's great. It's a great movie, and very restrained Coen Brothers kind of stuff. Like, because you got like a full like crash course of their style in this movie, because it is very different from No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. But this had a lot of the hallmarks of Coen Brothers movies as I've come to understand them.
Yeah.
Like, the world is indifferent to you and what you want life to do. And, just dark humor and the chaos of or the insolent ignorance of man to assume that they have any control over their lives or the world. That seems to be the vibe that I get from most Coen Brothers movies.
It's a running theme. It's
even like the Fargo show, which I think they were just executive producers on, right?
Yeah, it was just their, I guess, IP. But I mean, like, I think the only thing from that show that they're really taking is like at the beginning of Fargo, the movie. It has this whole thing. It's like this actually happened in the winter of, 1989 or whatever. Totally false. Not true at all.
I think we should take a second to talk about that because, like, what? I don't know enough about, like, what the public sentiment around that was. So, like, the initial movie comes out, right? And that was in the intro.
Yeah.
And I remember there being, like, a story about a woman from Japan who, like, saw the movie and saw the intro and then, like, sold all of her belongings and like went to the U.S. in search of the treasure, in search of the frickin'
the $1 million.
$1 million in that. What was it? It was like a lockbox or something, right?
Yeah, like a briefcase.
In a briefcase, yeah. She went searching for it and died in the cold.
Oh my god!
Like froze to death, and it was like a really big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't their fault.
Well, yeah, where do you stand on that? Like, what's the?
I mean, I think it's a funny joke because there's so many of those movies. It's like. It's almost kind of like poking fun of like that kind of thing, like the true crime aspect to it, just making something so ridiculous, like conceptually, but also grounding it enough to people are like, holy shit, this actually happened. And I think it's kind of funny because there's so many things that like hinge on the fact like, hey, this all really happened, and the fact that none of it happened is really funny to me.
It's kind of evil.
I don't think so. I disagree. I don't think they have any responsibility based on the subject matter, really. You know, it's like, I think the only people it's pissing off are like true crime fans, which I get why you read that. It's like, oh, okay, movie, I don't care about the movie anymore now.
But okay, so your argument is that from a creative standpoint, it's like no different. I guess it's no different than any other fictional element of any other fiction movie.
Yeah.
Like, just because a space opera is set in another galaxy doesn't mean the audience should assume that that's a real galaxy. But it's a little different because it's like...
It's in real life.
The format of that information being presented to you.
I think from a like a hook perspective, when you first see that movie and you have no idea what's going on, you're hooked and be like, oh, shit, this really happened. And I mean, like, and I think the gimmick loses touch over time where you're kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you can only do it once.
You can only do it once, but I think it's a funny idea.
But they did it, I think they did it as an homage in every season of the show.
Which
my dad is still confused about. I've tried to get him into Fargo a couple times, and he still is convinced that all of it is true stories. That it's all just like it's like a long-running biopic.
They ground it enough and make it gritty enough to where that is believable. It's almost like a challenge on their end to make it just believable enough, but like how far can we stretch this believable enough premise?
Yeah.
Why even tell me the story?
First I should tell you, then I shouldn't.
I forgot again. We are seeking alcoholic sponsorship this week from
Electric Jellyfish.
Pint House Brewing.
Yeah. Sponsor us, please.
Seriously, if you've never been to a Pint House Pizza in Austin, Texas, do it. Great pizza, great beer.
Yeah, but please sponsor us because these were $18 for 4 of them.
It's so worth it.
They are very worth it.
It's hard to find a really good hazy IPA.
Yeah, this is the best I've ever had. I will say that.
We're not like IPA. We're not like fucking those guys that go around being like, oh, you know, IPAs. I don't know why it suddenly have a Minnesota accent. It's just all the Fargo talk, but like...
I'll have a Hopadillo like at a UT game or something like that because it's just the strongest beer you can buy.
Right,
but...
it's bang for your buck. That's at events, that's one thing.
But yeah, I do not enjoy the taste for the first half of that beer. Like, this is a different story.
Smooth, baby.
Very smooth.
Fucking smooth. Anyway, Pine House, Electric Jellyfish. Go buy one. I don't know where all they distribute.
Buy one.
But anyways.
Anyway, so this is funny because when we started doing this podcast, I wanted to do this for a very long time. Very similar to House. This was like on my first draft of movies I wanted to do.
No shit.
And for some reason, I just kind of like held off for a really long time because I hadn't seen it in a bit, and I was like, I know you hadn't seen a bunch of other Coen Brothers movies, so I'm like, it'd be kind of mean to like throw you into the deep end of like their weirdest stuff and just be like, here you go. What do you think of that?
Is this considered one of their weirdest movies?
To me, it's one of their weirdest movies for sure. I would go so far to say I think it's their weirdest to date, but so enjoyable. But for reasons like that I'm not sure anybody else would have, because like I've seen this a bunch, and all the things I like are like technical kind of things, but even like the character drama too. It's like, and here I actually want you to explain the plot. You
want my thoughts? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, first mini game, text on the screen. I have to explain the plot.
Wait.
In a single sentence. Okay, so I was even saying this before we started that I think that this is going to be the easiest one for me to do.
Yeah.
Plot in a sentence on any of our movies that we've reviewed so far. Here's the plot in a sentence of a serious man of... Oh, wait, I'd have to switch the effect. Well, you got to do it again. I'll hold it down for you.
A serious man. The plot of a serious...
Shit, wait.
The plot of a serious man.
Yeah. All right, here we go. A meek physics professor... His life collapses all around him.
Yes.
Done.
There you go.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Worked really hard on that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically all that happens.
For the record, I really, really liked it.
Yay.
And I liked it for...
I didn't think you would.
Dude, I like it for all of the reasons that I've loved everything I've seen that they have made, which is they have a wonderful grasp on, like... the minutia of the human experience.
Yeah.
Like what it means to be human.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think from a storytelling perspective, to their detriment, But that's arguable. Like it's it'd be different if every one of their movies that is that, right, had the same type of ending that this movie does.
Right. Yeah. That's that. When I first saw it, I didn't like the ending at all.
Sure.
But I've grown to appreciate it. But we'll get to that when we.
And
get
it
there.
grew on me after about 20 minutes of processing.
But you were kind of like, were you pissed off when you saw that?
Like if I had paid money to see that in a theater, I probably would have thrown something.
Yeah.
I would have audibly booed.
Well, people did that to No Country for Old Men too.
Did they really?
They hated the ending of it. People still do. They were like, it was great up until the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Holy shit, I don't even remember exactly how it ends. Remind me. I know we're not talking about that movie today, but...
Well, it's so like kind of halfway through. And it's same in the book too, because it's based off a Cormac McCarthy book. The main character, Josh Brolin's character, gets shot off screen. You don't see it happen.
Right.
And then Tommy Lee Jones shows up and is like, oh, he's fucking dead. It's like, this is, and he's like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm an old man. I don't understand the world. And then the last scene is him talking to his wife about these dreams that he had about his dad and like his mortality.
Right, yeah.
And people hated that ending.
Okay.
And people have grown to appreciate it. People that are into more challenging kind of like, you're not going to get the big shootout at the end with the psychopathic killer and get all the retribution for all the shit he's had to go through. And it just, sometimes shit just happens and it fucking sucks.
Well, and their perspective as creators, right? The Coen Brothers is that's how life is.
Sort of.
There is no bow
to
wrap it all up.
I think this movie's particularly, I feel like I have a little different interpretation of it as opposed to like something like that where it's just like, humanity is fucked up. This is like a little more supernatural a little bit. At least I feel like it. You can interpret it in a million different ways, but I feel like there's a definite through line to religious iconography that I'll point out when I start talking about it. But yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of went to your overall thoughts, but is there anything else that like kind of stuck out to you? Before we start going through the minutia.
The cast is really good. The performances are great. I can't remember the main guy's name. I just know him from Boardwalk Empire playing
Michael Stolberg.
Thank you. Michael Stolberg is fantastic. His performance is fantastic.
It's one on every repeat viewing, his performance gets funnier and funnier to me because it's so damaged, like everything. And just his inability to be able to deal with anything, it becomes funnier and funnier.
But I'm fine.
Well,
I have to. Okay, wait. I have to admit, I have one major disappointment about this movie. So the beginning of this movie reminded me a lot of. I can't remember exactly what season of Fargo it was, but I wonder if that season was sort of an allusion to the way that this movie started, which is with this sort of period piece. Supernatural thing going on, right? With this, I forget what the Hebrew word that they use. Dibuk, which is I'm assuming like a demon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Demon walking the earth, and it's that opening is so weird.
It was awesome. I love
great.
that was the first media I consumed to start my day. I was just like, oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Well, in Fargo too, it's not just Fargo that they're referencing. They're if you've seen all the Coen Brothers movies and you watch those seasons over and over again, there are so many lines and little references to all of their work.
I figured.
And it's fun for me because like when I was watching it with Aunt, she had no idea what any of the references were, and I was laughing at literally. She's like, "What's funny about that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's from this other movie."
Yeah.
It's just a little callback to that, and I enjoyed that aspect to it. I think it could. If they did it wrong, it could be just kind of like a brown nosing,
kitschy, yeah.
But I think they handled it really well. It's for like super fans of like Coen Brothers stuff.
Yeah, because I forget what season it was, but it started in like Nazi Germany or something. There was like this whole storyline going on in the past, and I think it was season 3 with what's her face from Leftovers.
Yeah. Carrie
Coon. Thank you, Jesus.
That one's such a blur to me. I really only remember the last part with Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah. But there's like this whole period piece like intro thing happening in the first couple episodes, and you're trying to like
be like, what?
How the fuck does this connect to what's going on? And I think it was more thematic, just like it sort of was in this movie.
Yeah.
But all this to say, I had a theory going the whole movie that almost distracted me a lot of times from what was actually going on because I just wanted to be right. And it's jumping way ahead in the plot, but it was so upsetting to me. I was fucking convinced that the third rabbi was gonna be
The Dybbuk.
the Dybbuk. I wanted him to be, but it was not. He was not. He had a great little scene, but I was like, oh, that'd be so epic if like, and I don't know if that's what it was trying to lead me to believe, because he was sort of this mythical figure that he couldn't access.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be true.
It's like not to jump that far ahead, but to me, he's always kind of represented just like the indifference of God in the face of all the suffering, and just being like, the rabbi is busy with his fucking secretary that has his really deep voice.
The rabbi is busy.
I was convinced that the secretary's voice was a dub. I thought it had
I feel
to
like
be.
it was.
Maybe not. They could have just found her somewhere, but
I actually don't know. But one technical thing, or two technical things I want to talk about. I can never get over how crisp and clean the Coen Brothers cinematography is. It just looks fantastic, and they're not even doing anything that insane. It's just Roger Deakins' cinematography is so crisp and beautiful.
yeah, dude.
Even for like such mundane things, just like in an office, like he's just showing somebody's face. It just looks amazing.
Dude, whoever did the color grading too, the colorization or whatever, like the colors were awesome in this movie. Like
very very stark pastel kind of stuff going on.
And it works because it's supposed to be 70s, right?
I think early 70s.
Early 70s, like late. It felt like late 60s going into the 70s.
Yeah, because I think the album that he's talking about from the Columbia record guy is like
Santana
Abraxas. I think that came out in 71.
Yeah,
That would place it around that time, I think.
yeah, and kick-ass opening title sequence with fucking Jefferson Airplane. Like I was like, oh yeah, I was so ready for whatever was coming.
Rewatching it this time, I was like, how does this relate? Because I'm curious if it has any meaning to the overall movie. And then I looked it up for last night. The Coen Brothers basically just admitted it was just a short film idea that they had, that they just put at the beginning of the movie, and they were like, it's just, a mood setter. Which I don't know why they would admit to that, because you could forever be like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. See, it sets the tone, but so that makes the homage in the Fargo TV show that much better because it was the same fucking deal.
Yeah.
Like that whole period intro, it had nothing to do. Like I spent a long time trying to figure out, at least thematically, what the intro of that season had to do with what was going on, and there wasn't anything. So I think it was more of an homage to this movie.
Yeah, they're funny that way, because everything they do seems so intentional, because the writing is so layered and deep
And good.
and really good, and
Yeah.
the dialogue's amazing, and then you're like, everything's got to mean something, and then you hear them talk about the interview. They just seem like they're just goofing around with the movie, because there's even a point in this movie they set up all this stuff. Which I'm sorry I'm jumping around so much, but they set up this entire plot that happens, and then in the middle of the movie they just fucking throw it out the window.
Pretty much.
And they're like, okay, we're just gonna reset here and just see where this goes.
Yeah.
So I feel like they throw themselves curveballs just to keep themselves interested in something.
Maybe, but also getting more into like, so you pegged on sort of like supernatural, not supranatural, in the words
a whole
of
different level.
a whole different level above. Sorry, a little Tenacious D reference there.
Supernatural? No, supranatural.
Well, yeah, let's get into the plot here. So, I mean, look.
It's a little difficult to explain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember where it kicks off because it's so there's so much shit.
So it's his son Danny in his Hebrew class listening to Jefferson Airplane, and I love his whole subplot because it's so separate from everything else that's going on in the
Right.
movie. He's got a very simple goal, and it's almost like a short film thrown into this like crumbling man's life about his son just trying to get weed and get money
I mean, he
for
just
weed.
wants his swag weed, man. His little buddies on the bus, the guy's like, oh yeah, he's a fucker. They're all fuckers.
Fucker. He's a fucker. He's a fucker. Both fuckers.
But the sound design and the sound mixing, it's some of my favorite. It's so crisp, and everything is where it should be in the mix. The voices are always either up front or in the back, or just where they should be logically in the scene.
Yeah.
But some of my favorite sound, it's very subtle, but when he's doing the not the baptism, oh my god, what is it called? The bar mitzvah at the end, and there's that with the little pointer on the.
Oh, yeah.
And it just scratching across.
Yeah.
I was like, that's.
And he's high as fuck. I like how they portrayed being high on swagweed from the late 60s.
It was very accurate.
Just some slight lens blur on the top and just this little like laser focus. You felt high watching it. Like it was awesome.
If you've ever been that high in real life, it's so accurate.
You also know he can't have been that high. We're talking about shitty late 60s weed. Like,
hey, they're powering
full
down
plant.
joints and joints. It's possible. It's possible.
Give me that fucker.
Anyway.
Yeah, with as much as he had just bought from Uncle Arthur's gambling money, I'm sure he was in fucking business, but we'll get there. I'm pretty sure one of the first scenes, maybe I'm wrong, but one of the first scenes is where he's got this, I believe, South Korean student.
Yeah.
Right, who has come in.
Oh, there is an opening with him at the doctor's office.
Right.
And just like they're doing like the little eye tests and then
Getting
like,
exam.
And then the X-ray, it just open with an X-ray with like an open thing, and then it just getting.
We'll come back to that.
And then doctors being like, "Hey, you want to smoke or whatever?" Yeah, mazel tov.
Yeah. I love how something so simple as a doctor offering you a cigarette can tell you exactly place and time.
Yeah.
In a setting. I love it when movies do that. They just use context clues.
Yeah, without having to over-explain it.
Yeah, not that you couldn't figure it out from like attire and like general instruments and whatever, but like,
But
you know,
even-
40s to 80s, not a whole lot of technological difference
It's pretty similar.
and stuff.
Even technologically, it didn't really move forward that much.
Yeah.
But you know, you need the social context also, which is nice that they do that as well.
Right.
And I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a very Jewish movie.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a better way to describe that, but it's very Jewish, not in a good or bad way. It's just Jewish.
Yeah.
It's very.
It's a movie about Jewish people in America
Yeah.
in the late 60s.
And yeah, so the South Korean student who I love this guy's performance.
He's incredible.
Clive, I think is his name.
Clive, yes. Yeah, I wrote down some of my favorite lines of his in that opening scene. I'm not going to do an accent.
Don't do the accent.
But
I almost did it.
His accent's so good.
Secret test.
No.
Hush, hush it.
No, that's...
Yeah, that's the part where you put the clip in so we don't look like assholes.
Yeah. I'll just skip over us actually doing it.
Very troubling.
Well, yeah, that's the deal, right? This kid has failed an exam, and he is begging, and we find out quickly afterwards, attempting to bribe for a passing grade.
Yes.
Leaves a little envelope full of cash for our beloved protagonist, Larry.
Yes. And then he goes home to his wife, this lady, and just immediately, I think, the scene after dinner, there's something about the next door neighbor too. I wanted to touch on.
Oh yeah, his Nazi neighbor.
Yeah, and
borderline Nazi neighbor.
It's never really like fully addressed, but there's even a little scene when he's walking in. It's either the first or halfway, but he's playing catch in the backyard with his kid. He just looks back and then throws the ball hard as fuck.
Yeah,
You're like Jesus Christ.
And a point toward your compliment of the sound design, like. You didn't even really need necessarily to see him throw it harder. The sound of the ball hitting the mitt.
You were like, oh.
And I just know that was an intentional thing for them to make. And maybe he really just did throw it. But to your credit, or to the movie's credit, to the Coen Brothers' credit, the sound design is so fucking good.
Yeah. So this guy is like kind of like mowing his lawn in a weird way and kind of like encroaching on his space. There's all these, they do it in a really good, like subtle kind of way, but there's all these little threats just encroaching on his life, and he's just not. Everybody's just kind of creeping in to fuck with him, and he's just kind of allowing it to happen. He's noticing it, but he's not really doing much about it. Mm-hmm. And then his wife hits him with the bombshell. And it's like, I think it's time we start talking about a divorce.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Right off the bat, no build up to their relationship. It's just like, and I think his line he repeats so many times in the movie is, "I haven't done anything.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do anything."
We haven't done anything, and I didn't do anything. I haven't done anything.
And I've watched a great video explaining like his character model, because it's like, because you think like in life, if I don't do anything, I'm not,
I'm not responsible for what happens to me.
Yeah, it's a very cautious way, but sometimes doing something is in itself a reaction. And
Sure.
has consequences. There's even a line when he's with Clive, and he's like, in this office, actions have consequences. And then he goes, sometimes. He's like, no, always have consequences.
Actions have consequences.
Yes, often.
No, always. In this office, actions have consequences.
So it's like it's a weird movie about a cautionary tale about being a cautionary person.
About being a pushover.
Yeah, being a total pushover and just allowing things to happen to you. And this guy that his wife is having an affair with,
Cy
Abelman. This dude. Oh my God. This guy is such a slimeball, but in the most like, I don't even know how to describe it.
I do.
In the most pleasant way possible.
I figured out exactly how to fucking describe him. You realize who he is? So it's Fred Malamed is the actor.
Amazing performance.
He's amazing. He is just Bill Lumbergh.
Bill Lumbergh, yeah.
You realize that, right?
Could you give me those TPS reports ASAP? Okay?
We can just go ahead and let me boink your wife.
Yeah, boink your wife. That would be great.
That would be great.
Oh yeah, what is his thing that he said? It's like,
No one here is at odds, Larry.
Larry? Sometimes I like to count to 10. 1, 2, sometimes silently.
Yeah, dude. Every scene he's in is fantastic. And I know I've seen him in other shit. I can't put my finger on it, but I know I've seen him in a lot of things.
Yeah, but there's something he always said. It's like, he will always end the conversation. He's like, these things, Larry, very important.
It's very important. Yeah.
In this situation, so important.
So yeah, his life is falling apart, and he's got I think his cousin Arthur is staying with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a cyst that he has to drain constantly.
A sebaceous cyst.
Sebaceous cyst.
But before we meet Arthur, we get one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. I wrote it down. All right. When his wife is explaining to him that, she's straying. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny because Kaylee was getting up for work as I was watching this. She was leaving for work. I was like, babe, you gotta see this fucking line. His wife is like, she's like, hey, fuck. Wait, fuck.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, wait, fuck. I got too far ahead of myself.
This is not about whoopsie doopsie.
Whoopsie doopsie.
This is not some... Damn it, you stole the line from me, you fuck! This is not some flashy fling. This is not just some whoopsie doopsie. Okay? You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry.
Fine, continue.
I just remembered what you were talking about.
Fine. My only joy in life, which the Coen Brothers have taught me is meaningless.
Which is meaningless.
Anyways, continue. All right, we meet Uncle Arthur, who's
Whoopsie
awesome.
doopsie.
Well, this isn't about... Well, yeah, so the whole reason I brought up to Kaylee, I had to show it to her, was that, like, last night, she was... we're very open and honest with each other about, like, past relationships and whatever.
Yeah.
And she was telling me that she was in college and she had, like I wouldn't even call it a fling. It was just this guy on the football team that she was, like, studying with and whatever. They, like, made out one time on 6th Street. I don't care. It's fine, whatever. But I was, like, doing the whole fake jealous boy. I'm never actually jealous. Why would I be? I'm incredible. But I was doing the whole fake jealousy thing. And so then when I showed her that line and when she left, she was like, oh, babe, I left my engagement ring at home. And I was like, oh, I get it. It's just so that you can go have some whoopsie doopsie. I know what you're up to. Anyways, little window into my life this morning.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, and like I said, you did this with House. It's like, it's a weird way to start your day with this movie.
Honestly, though, I love watching a movie first thing in the day because your brain, like, hasn't had a chance to be contaminated by anything else.
Yeah. It's very pure experience.
It is, yeah, you're fully fucking, it's a pure experience. That's a great way to put it. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue. We're talking about the uncle. Yeah, we meet the uncle.
Yeah, played by Richard Kind, who is, I think most people would probably know him for, he's the voice of Bing Bong in Inside Out. So you'd recognize his voice if you were like, it's that guy.
Yeah.
But he's got a bit of a gambling problem, and he's working on this thing called the Mentaculus. His kind of, what is it? His answer for all the problems in the universe is how he describes it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, the Mentaculus. But he's gotten really good at, like, counting cards and, like, all this kind of thing. He's a very strange character.
Yeah. He's just living at home with them and fucking ruining everything.
Yeah. But, and I'm trying to think what happens right after that, because it's a very, like, fragmented movie. There's not really a direct plot that you can relate to. It's really just scenes in a movie that are kind of happening one after the other.
Yeah, I think shortly after all that happens, you realize that the situation with the student is evolving. His dad shows up at the house.
Yeah.
Clive's dad shows up at the house and has decided he's going to sue Larry for defamation.
Yeah.
So he did leave the money.
This is defamation.
And
It's
passing grade.
Schrodinger's bribe.
It is
He
Schrodinger.
left the money and he didn't leave the money. And I think that's the point. It's like the
Yeah.
kid is using the physics lesson against his professor.
Yeah.
It's fucking genius. It's such great writing.
It really is, yeah. The way that they tie that all back together is
Which
very
is why I think that maybe what we could take away from
I
the
understand about the cat in the box.
I get.
You don't understand without the physics.
It's just a illustration of the lesson. Yeah, it doesn't work without the math. But I think that that's like maybe possibly what the intro was trying to convey, right? It's like both things are true at the same time. Like, and maybe it goes more to your point of like the supernatural versus the real.
Yeah.
And sort of how human beings justify reality and science with the supernatural and the religious, right? How we somehow manage to, in our minds, the vast majority of people manage to combine those two things that shouldn't work together
Yeah.
and just accept them both.
Yeah, it's some kind of pattern recognition kind of thing. Is because I did this must be the cause of my consequence for something like that. Especially when you add religion into that mix. It could be any random occurrence of events that you think relate to your actions, however minor or small. Any kind of stray that you have from whatever you think the path should be.
Yeah. What? Something
Which
only has meaning if you assign meaning to it.
I wanted to talk about, because I think there's a religious allegory to his character, and I was curious if you felt the same way, because it's more of a theory. I haven't really read about this anywhere, but to me, his whole journey or his whole experience is kind of similar to like the Book of Job.
Absolutely.
God testing his faith, even though he's not particularly that religious of a person.
No.
But it's just he's just being bombarded and blindsided, and he's trying to search for answers.
Right.
But the funniest part is like he's looking for all these answers, and it's like, what does God want me to do? And whenever he comes to the rabbis, they're like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, well, we gotta get through the plot.
Yeah.
Like, because I want to talk about that. Well, yes. Yeah. Like, I'm with you. It's absolutely a religious allegory. And I think as meaningless as that intro sequence appears to be when the movie is over, I think that the Schrodinger thing, right?
Yeah.
Which, for our audience out there, if you're unfamiliar with the Schrodinger's cat, who I can't remember exactly who the physicist... Oh, yeah, it must have been Schrodinger. It had to have been, right?
Yeah.
It's his cat.
His cat's name was Schrodinger.
Yeah, there's some physics math involved. I think it's usually used in trying to explain quantum physics to people.
Yeah, it's like the first lesson you learn in quantum physics, I think.
Right, superposition. Yeah. That molecules are actually, at the deepest level, in a state of superposition. All possible realities of the path of a molecule are existing simultaneously until that path is observed. I've done some light reading on quantum physics.
Yeah, it's all about perceiving it. Or is that philosophical question? It's like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around.
Not even that.
But
it's not even it's scientific. Like, I think the double slit experiment was maybe in the late 60s or 70s, but it was like passing photons through a double slit. We learned that the only thing that makes a photon take a certain path, that makes a photon of light take a certain path, is the act of it being observed. But we can... It sounds fucking insane.
No,
you have to know shit about quantum physics to understand it. I don't. But that, like...
Yeah.
All possible... The lesson that I think modern quantum physics takes from the double-slit experiment and from the Schrodinger's cat...
like...
experiment, I don't know what you'd call it.
Or allegory.
Allegory or whatever, is that all possible realities are occurring simultaneously. It's the nature of our existence and the act of observing reality that grounds reality in reality, which sounds dumb, but we've been able to prove it, that like a photon literally could go anywhere through this double slit. It's only us observing where it ends up on the other side of this double slit that makes it have gone there. And that's fucking insane. And a lot of people use that as proof for like the multiverse theory.
Yeah.
That time is not linear. It's a flat circle.
Oh, it's a flat circle.
There are infinite other yous that have made way better decisions and way worse decisions than you. And
So
you
it's
just
like-
happen to be this you.
it's some kind of bridge between science and philosophy. I'm talking about it like I know what I'm talking about, but like there's like philosophical ramifications of scientific principles or something like that.
Yeah, and maybe we're reading way too deeply into what was just supposed to be a movie.
I think they wanted to raise these questions without any particular answer.
Sure.
Raise really interesting questions. The deeper you wanted to go into it, you can get as deep as you wanted to.
Through the lens of one particular religion and one particular way of life.
Yeah.
In America at a very particular time.
Yeah. And it's kind of one of the reasons I love the movie, and like it's grown on me the more I've watched it, is it's a very special, very unique movie that I really can't point to anything quite like it. And it's very like, because the Coen Brothers won Best Picture for No Country for Old Men like in 2007. Mm-hmm. And, you know, in Hollywood, that just means like you get a free pass. Like next movie, whatever you want to do, we'll fund it. This was their movie. They did right after.
Wait, No Country for Old Men was 2010?
2007.
7. Okay, and this was 09,
yeah.
Right? Okay, sorry.
So they were like, all right, we'll finally make this movie, which I was reading up about their writing process last night, which is really bizarre. Oh, did you read this too?
Nope, I just spilled beer all over myself. That's all that just happened.
But their writing process is so fractured. They don't usually go in with like a whole plot in mind. They just write scenes that they're like interested in.
Okay.
And if it keeps growing from there, they'll write another scene and then build off of that. And then the revision process, after all the scenes are there, they heavily revise it and add all these thematic elements to it. So it's a very strange way, because usually you go in with like the basic story outline and the character. They don't even think about characters until way later.
Whoa.
So it's really interesting the way that they construct stuff. The whole goal is just to make a scene engaging and interesting.
Human.
Yeah. So it's I kind of like that style though. It's very interesting.
It's ballsy.
Very ballsy. Yeah, because they've had movies where they'll write something. I think Barton Fink was one where they were writing Miller's Crossing actually. And halfway through, they got writer's block. They couldn't figure out how to get out of it. So they just started a new screenplay. They started this movie called Barton Fink. And they finished that, and then they went back to Miller's Crossing.
Oh my God. So their process is just a window into every creative's mind that has to get throttled by the natural process of movie making.
He's a man. We wrestled.
You're a sick fuck, Fink.
Anyway, yeah, okay, well, I wanted to talk about the 3 different rabbis, right? He gets 3 totally different experiences.
These are my favorite scenes in the movie.
Right? So we get the junior rabbi first. I can't remember his name.
Rabbi Scott.
Yeah, I'm the junior rabbi.
Yeah, he's the junior rabbi. The message he gets from Larry giving him his whole life story, or the message he delivers is, dude, like, look at the parking lot. Isn't it beautiful?
He's like, you just need a different
perspective. That's what it is, Larry. Because with the...
I just love the way that they structure that is so funny, because he's just like... And honestly, out of all the rabbis, he gives the best advice out of everybody.
He really does, yeah.
Like, change your perception.
And when later in the movie, when he's smoking weed with Miss Ramsky or whatever her name is.
Oh,
what's her name?
Samsky?
Miss Samsky. That's the only rabbi's, message that really...
like
resonates with him, yeah.
Talked about perception.
Yeah.
And changing the outlook.
That guy's great. The second fucking rabbi...
Rabbi Nachner.
That's
my favorite scene of the movie. Hands down, that's my favorite scene.
Story time with Rabbi Nachner?
Yes. Actually, what happens before... Oh, what happens before that, just a little side note, is like... the movie is shot really interestingly for like such a character-driven drama. It's edited... And the tension that's brought to it, it feels like a horror movie.
I was stressed the fuck out the whole time.
It's edited like a horror movie. I don't know how they accomplished that in such a strange movie. But that's just their style. They make everything so intense for no reason.
Because being alive is fucking intense.
It's intense as fuck.
Yeah.
But basically, he and Cy get in a simultaneous car crash, which leads to Cy Abelman's death.
Off screen in
the middle of the movie, is what I was talking about. They just throw a wrench into like this whole thing.
Yeah.
And now he's just like, do I take her back? What do I do now? And then he meets this guy, Rabbi Nachner. He's like, these questions, Larry, what do they mean?
How does God speak to us? It's a good question.
I don't know. And he tells his story about this guy, this guy who's a dentist. Orthodontist. And this guy comes in for bridge work, and he takes a mold of his bottom teeth, and then there's a there's a message inscribed in the back of his teeth, and it just says, "Help me, save me" in Hebrew. And he starts losing his mind over this fact, and he's like, becomes obsessive and like checking for messages in all these people's mouths. Can he sleep? He can't sleep. What does he do? So he becomes Rabbi Knock Knock. And then
he just doesn't end the story.
What did you tell him? He's like, is that relevant?
Is it relevant?
Did you hear the story I just told him? and he's like, okay.
Sign from Hashem? Don't know. Helping others. Couldn't hurt.
That's his only advice.
And it leans into what we just talked about as the thematic element of the movie, which is like, you can assign meaning to something or not.
Yeah.
All that matters is that you do fucking something.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he's just, and Larry's like, well, who put it there? Why is that there?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know. He's like, what is the God's, Jewish God's name? What is it?
Hashem. Hashem. Yeah, that's the word they use.
Why does Hashem make us feel the questions? And he's just being glib. He's like, he hasn't told me. And he's just like, fuck.
He hasn't called this week.
I love that scene because it's got all the Jimi Hendrix music underneath.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's so awesome. And all these Dutch angles and all this cool stuff.
There's a lot of Dutch angles in that fucking scene.
It's but it's just a metaphor for the entire movie, the absurdity of really just kind of organized religion having any kind of answer other than personal, like, self-help life advice.
Yeah.
Change your perception. Forget about it. Not important.
It only matters if it matters to you.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's just funny the way it really is kind of like takes down the whole organized religion culture.
Speaking of which, kudos to a San Antonio judge who yesterday struck down the 10 Commandments being forced to be in every school in Texas.
Yeah! Wait. Good on you.
Cheers. Regardless of your political standing, separation of church and state exists for a motherfucking reason. Anyways, sorry, this is not a political podcast, but shout out to the San Antonio judge who shut that shit down yesterday.
Thanks, man.
Can't remember
pour
your
one
name.
For you.
We'll pour one out for you. But anyways, yeah. So after we meet the second rabbi, we get a cool scene with Miss Samsky, the next door neighbor. Mm-hmm. He has Nazi neighbors to his left and hippie badass weed smoking neighbor to his right.
She may be my favorite character in the movie.
She's pretty awesome. And he first observes her while he's up on the roof trying to fix the antenna for Danny.
Yeah, she's naked sunbathing
in her tiny backyard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with her. She's the only one with a fenced-in backyard, which is really bizarre that nobody has a fence.
Yeah, we did a great scene where he's taking the rabbi's advice to heart and just trying to help others. Yeah. Obviously, no other motivations.
I don't know another way to describe him in the scene as just like utterly pathetic. It's just so pathetic. He's just like coming to the door, and she humors him. She's nice about it.
And she's bored. Her husband travels.
He's like trying to be nice, but he's like clearly he's just like he wants to like.
Yeah, I've decided to help others, in a neighborly way. How thoughtful. Oh, it's nothing.
Like,
just lonely.
He's just lonely, which is like, it's unfortunately the most pathetic part about it. He's just like, oh, it's nothing. I'm just helping your neighbors, and like, although I don't care for my neighbors on the other side very much.
Yeah. Great weed smoking scene with her.
Yeah, that was pretty accurate. They're just sitting there, and he's like looking at the ice in his glass and just shaking it back and forth.
You're gonna need the iced tea.
You're gonna need the iced tea.
But yeah, don't we quickly get the big weed smoking fucking
bar mitzvah
scene, which is so fucking stressful watching this 13-year-old kid high out of his mind, having to fucking read from the Torah or sing from the Torah. Very interesting stuff. But you get this little peaceful moment between his parents.
Yeah. And then it's revealed that he's like, Cy Abelman thought so highly of you, Larry. Oh, we didn't even talk about
10-year guy.
So, I mean, throughout the whole movie, he's been getting like these like anonymous letters saying not to grant him tenure. And he thinks it's from the kid, Clive, the South Korean student. And then it kind of gets revealed that it's alluded to that Cy's been writing these threatening letters to the tenure board not to give him tenure. Which I don't know why. I don't know what his end goal with that is.
Just to make him more evil. Just more insidious.
Yeah. And I love that the only catharsis he gets from anybody in his life is from the Columbia record guy. After he gets in the car accident.
Yeah.
And
I was
Dale
just in a
Dutton.
horrible auto accident.
And then his lawyer. They're two transactional relationships, and the only people he can talk.
That's all he's got.
He breaks down in the lawyer's office because life is just shitting on him constantly.
Larry, we're gonna get through this.
I have to say, I want to point this out. I think that Larry's dreams throughout are like the highlight.
They're so good.
Because in one of them, he's boning Mrs. Samsky.
Yeah.
Nailing it down. So important.
And the next dream, he's sending Arthur off to Canada, and then Arthur gets assassinated by his neighbor.
There's another Jew, son.
But he's giving him the money too. And it's like in each dream, it's like he's freeing himself from his problems.
Yeah.
But there are consequences.
Yeah, there's horrible. It's really just about the horrible, crippling anxiety of this man.
Yeah.
Who is like, if I stay in this lane, I am totally safe, and just nothing can save him at any point. The absurdity of life creeps in on him, and he can't do anything about it, other than pretend like he's fine with everything.
Yeah.
Or like, I didn't do anything, so I'm not at fault at all.
But when the truth is found to be lies, and all the hope within you dies.
Dan Bond.
Jefferson Airplane.
Turns out Rabbi number 3 is a Jefferson Airplane fan.
When the truth is found.
Yeah. And he promptly returns the radio to
Be
Danny.
a good boy.
Be a good boy now. So Larry, he finally caves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he decides to alter a student's failing grade from an F to a C minus, because he's not gonna go that far.
Not gonna go crazy here.
And then immediately
Gets a call.
gets a call from his doctor, and we can only assume that it is awful news.
I think we'd be more comfortable in person. Can you come in?
Changing the kid's grade is a moral compromise that he has resisted the entire movie.
Even though that he's only doing it to pay for the fucking lawyers, which he's like had to get, and then didn't need anymore like halfway through the movie.
Yeah. I mean, immediate, the moment he rewrites the grade.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, a tornado is rolling in
Mm-hmm.
and threatening the life of his son.
His firstborn son.
But what does it mean?
What does it mean? Oh, and then the movie just ends. And when you see the tornado coming in, and that's it. That's the end of the movie.
You know what it means?
What's that?
In the words of Dewey Finn. In this life.
In this life.
You can't win.
You can't win.
But in the end, you're just going to lose big time because the world is run by the man.
So, all right, Sumner, I've been waiting for an opportunity for you to do the entire School of Rock Dewey Finn monologue. Now is your chance, because I feel like it is the message of this movie. And now, wait. And now, Sumner Strickland, Dewey Finn.
Dewey Finn. Just give up. Just quit. Because in this life, you can't win. Yeah, you can try. But in the end, you're just going to lose big time, because the world is run by the man.
Who?
The man. Oh, you don't know the man? Oh, he's everywhere. In the White House, down the hall, Miss Mullins, she's the man. The man ruined the ozone, burning down the Amazon, kidnapped Shamu and put her in a chlorine tank.
Amen.
There used to be a way to fight the man. It was called rock and roll. But guess what? Oh, no.
Oh.
Man ruined that too. Little thing called MTV.
Yeah.
So don't ever try to make anything cool or pure or awesome, because the man's going to call you a fat, washed up loser and crush your soul. So do yourself a favor and just give up. Hey.
Yeah! Give it up in the comments for Sumner.
I drunkenly stumbled through that, but I appreciate you
Cheers,
sticking
buddy.
around for that.
Fucking epic, dude.
Woo!
Cheers. Dewey Finn, the greatest philosopher of our time.
Yeah, it really, I've called back to that so many times that I know the entire monologue. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Jeff's right. That's pretty much the summary of this movie in a nutshell. But there are reasons to watch it.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's very well crafted. Like every Coen Brothers movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, and
incredible job of displaying the human condition.
Yeah, in a very absurdist and very like funny way, but also kind of like taking to heart the fact that like even if you try to avoid these things or like anxiety is getting the better of you, not that having anxiety is a problem or anything like that, but living a life where you don't do anything is not going to save you from, you know, just life in general. Like you're in it, you're going to have to find a way to deal with it. If it's good or bad, you know, that is, but it's better than doing absolutely nothing and then dying. So.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Next week, yeah, there you go.
No, okay, all right, I loved it. I loved it for the same reasons I love everything that I've seen that they've made. It was great. I wouldn't recommend watching it first thing in the morning, like I did, but at the same time, I was fully engrossed. Fully engrossed. Yeah. It's a very well-crafted, well-written movie with great characters and great acting, great directing.
It's one of their more challenging movies for, I'd say, like a casual viewer. If you're just like looking to turn something on and forget about your life, you'll get some of that, but then all these other philosophical encroaching questions will start creeping their way in.
And I'm sure if you've grown up in the Jewish faith too, that there are so many of these characters in this movie. Yeah, you will relate to and know people in your life that are these people. Yeah, and but I gotta give a shout out to Michael Stolberg. Your performance is masterful. The man. Fucking perfect. For what that character is, perfect. And to be fair, considering the only two roles I've really seen him in over an extended period of time are this movie and Boardwalk Empire, where he's playing a ruthless mobster. Yeah, totally the opposite. Completely different characters, and he delivers them both effortlessly and gloriously. Love the movie. Let's give it our rating, Some.
This is a weird one for me, because I'm kind of all over the map with this one. I think realistically, 2, you're having a really good time, just having a couple of beers, and just kind of you got to be in a right headspace on top of that too. Being able to laugh at the absurdity of life and how horrific it is for no reason. It's a very funny movie. The dark humor, it's hilarious. It's good. But if you've strayed from your faith and don't really see the value in it, it's very, very funny. You know, it's especially if the only answers you can get are personal answers and not like this overwhelming deity that's going to judge you and, you know, ultimately kill you for no reason also. Right. Sorry, I'm talking a lot of shit about religion in this one. No. It's just what I believe. Anybody can believe whatever they want to about it. Yes. It could be an allegory for not having enough faith.
And there you go.
Easily, actually.
It's whatever you want it to mean, which is kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Meaning is only meaning if you assign it to something.
Yeah, but what is your... I'm very curious about this, because...
This is a tough one, because by the nature of the circumstances under which I watched it, I saw it with no drinks whatsoever, and thoroughly enjoyed it, because the Coen Brothers are that good. Yeah. They're just that good. Yeah. Like, this is one that I can easily give zero drinks. Easily. Yeah. Because I really, really enjoyed it with no alcohol, but 5 drinks would have made it awesome, too. Like... It would have, honestly, this might be the first movie that I almost think I would have rather watched under the influence of something a little more green.
A little green? Yeah. Yeah, and I'll take it.
We had a whole other scale.
Yeah, it's a whole other scale.
The green scale.
The green scale, okay. You know what, I'm down for this. I partake of the herb every now and then.
Are you an herb partaker?
I'm an herb partaker, or whatever.
So how many hits off of said hypothetical blunt?
3. Ooh. Depending on the
3, I would agree with 3.
The quality of your strain there, but yeah, you'll be in the right state of mind. It'll also be kind of horrifying, honestly. It's one of those kinds of movies that's so suburban and sterile, like the whole movie,
but colored beautifully in a way that it feels very alive.
Feels very alive.
Feels sterile.
But you'll feel trapped just the same way that Michael Stolberg's character does. So, but also the absurdity of just like middle-aged life. It's also will creep into that as well.
Yeah, 3 puffs. I agree with 3. My door is 4. It's easy to remember.
My door is 4.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of One Guy's Seen It, the only podcast you ever need to watch. Like and subscribe. do all of the YouTube things.
Yeah.
If you're listening on other platforms, we never call out the listeners on the audio-only platforms. Yeah. We appreciate you. We're sorry for all the video edits that you can't see.
Yeah, but we appreciate you, and you're very sweet and very nice. And we have a bunch of other audio ones from the old days.
Yeah, go check those out.
They're not as glossy and glamorous as I'm sure we got way drunker on those earlier ones.
Yeah, but when we weren't on camera, we were able to script out things we wanted to say a lot better.
Yeah.
We sounded way smarter in those other episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're just looking at notes the entire time. But there's so much dead air. I listened to like our Band of Brothers one, which is like 2.5 hours long.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the first episode. And there was a time, I think like, for like 15 minutes, I was just talking about M1 Grands. I was just like,
awesome.
It was like I was really into that.
Aren't we all into
I was like, it's
M1 Grands?
It's an eight round clip, and then if you did it too quickly, you get your thumb caught.
Grand thumb.
Grand thumb.
Yeah, we may have done 20 minutes on Grand thumb.
We like history, okay? We should just do a whole history podcast about World War II. That would be so much fun. I would be down.
I'm down too. All right, that's fucking it.
Hey.
For this episode of One Guy Seen It. We'll see you next time. And remember,
every Coen Brothers movie is better if you mix the weed and the alcohol together a little bit, just a little bit, and you'll be like, whoa, you know?
Nice.
You know?
Go watch A Serious Man.
Yeah.
Fuck your life up. We did.
We did.
I love how we do that. It's not in the video one.
One guy's seen it, the other guy hasn't. First guy's gonna tell the second guy all about it while they both get drunk.
The uncertainty principle. It proves we can't ever really know what's going on.
Except that I know what's going on. How do you explain?
Well, it